Hello, my name is Samuel Broker, and this is my Pecha Kucha project for Intro to Entrepreneurship. I really had a great semester where I got to learn so much about entrepreneurship and how I can use it in the world today. We had many different activities and chapters we do, along with the knowledge checks and the video activities, along with our pitches, which all helped me grow into learning more about entrepreneurship. So the introduction to entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is the practice of forming a new business or commercial enterprise, usually in an industry or sector of the economy which large capacity for growth. In this chapter, which is chapter 1, we focus on the basics along with the history of entrepreneurship, which really involves me into the history of it, which really helps me grow more and learn more about it and to be intrigued and to also have a great time while doing so. Practicing entrepreneurship, that's chapter 2. To practice entrepreneurship, you must be able to practice with a purpose. You must do things throughout the day that you normally don't do so that you can break into different habits. That would include brushing your teeth with like your other hand, your non-dominant hand, or doing stuff that you normally don't do throughout your day, which can get you in the mindset of practicing that entrepreneurial mindset. The third chapter was about activating the entrepreneurial mindset. So activating your entrepreneurial mindset means that you can have to think like an entrepreneur. This can be done in many different ways, either by just believing in yourself, or you could just dive right in and help or create your own business. Now, this can be done in a variety of ways by either helping your friends when they have their own personal business, or creating one for yourself as a Kickstarter, or just going on the right track towards your own business. Creating and recognizing new opportunities was the fourth chapter we talked about. To be an entrepreneur, you need to recognize when an opportunity arises in the business world. You must also create them for yourself. Risk is an important part of being an entrepreneur. You cannot be afraid of it, but you must also be cautious of it. If you never take a risk, you will never reap the rewards or benefits you would get if you never took that risk. Using design thinking was what the fifth chapter was about. Design thinking is the process of solving problems by prioritizing the consumer's needs above anything else. To do so, you must think in terms of how people interact with the environment and interact with each other. You must empathize with other people in their struggles or situations. You must also define who is your consumer audience and who is trying to promote your product. You must prototype your design thinking, and you must have the steps in hand, and you must also test the design as well. So now the next one was about building business models. The business model encompasses your product or service, your customers, and the economic engine that will engineer you to be more profitable and have growth objectives. A business model analysis is important for startups, as you see on the screen here, new and established businesses, and that need to discover, defend, or evolve their own personal business. So now we are going on to the first pitch. In the first pitch, me and my group talked about Hungry Helpers, which was the idea that we had that we would give unused food in the dining centers to high schoolers in the Manhattan area who are underprivileged at the moment. This was a great project, and I got to use the skills I learned so far in the first 6 chapters that we've gone over. And I learned into building a great presentation while also making great friendships along the way. Now we go on to developing the new customers. To expand your business, you must have people buying or using your product or service. That is going to be tailored to a certain type of people. So to get new customers, you must network and promote what you are trying to sell to others. You can also improve other things that you already own, like your website and your staff. That would also, buying more staff and paying them would result in a better website in general. Testing and experimenting with new ideas. If you not try new things or experience different ideas and thoughts, you will never truly succeed in the business world and entrepreneurship. If you stick with the same old tasks, you will never fully understand what you are capable of and what you are able to accomplish. Sometimes you will succeed and sometimes you will fail, but you will always learn in either scenario for whatever you do. The next was developing networks and building teams. Building a network will require you to go outside of your comfort zone, and you'll have to become a leader in the workplace. You cannot sit on the back burner and not take control of the situation. You must be a leader and you must encourage other people. Being a leader means you can put a great team around you, which will build you up, but could also tear you down. This will lead you to having an even better network and a better workplace. Next, we will talk about creating revenue models. A revenue model is how a business makes money because customers want to solve a problem and they have a solution. So some examples I see on the screen would be who pays, what paid, and for what is paid. Those are just some of them. To create a revenue model, you must figure out what your consumers' needs and wants are tailored to. So what they desire in life and what they desire, but they don't necessarily need in life. So just a definition of a need and a want. Next, we'll talk about learning from failure. Failure is going to happen when you start and run a business. A lot of new businesses tend to fail most of the time. What you do after you fail and how you come back is a key part of the entrepreneurial process. Most people might just not participate in entrepreneurship anymore because one of their businesses failed, but some people will continue to be good at it. You must be able to embrace change and filter your ideas so that you have a new perspective on your ability to run your own personal business. Next, we'll talk about bootstrapping for resources. Bootstrapping describes a situation in which an entrepreneur starts a company with little capital, relying on money other than other outside investments. So that could be like starting a Kickstarter, like I mentioned previously in this presentation, along with just asking people for money, door-to-door salesmen, stuff like that. This can be done by asking for money along with using funds of other people. So now we'll be talking about the second pitch. In the second pitch, my group talked about the kitchen. The idea for my group was helping get rid of food waste on campus. We will deliver ready-to-eat meals with reusable packaging. This would also be tailored to the person that we tailored to about him not having healthy meals. So it went to both of those. We would deliver ready-to-eat meals with reusable packaging that could be reused multiple times. This way, the group uses the resources and tools we have learned so far throughout the semester. It will be very important and helpful to our presentation. Next, we'll be talking about financing for startups. There are many different ways you can finance a startup, including angel investors and venture capitalists, just to name a few. Some people do not have much money to start their business, so they need money and resources to start it in the first place. Then if they continue to succeed, they will have more resources to do so. This is what financing does for their own personal business. Next, we talked about navigating legal and IP issues. Legal costs can depend on the type of business you are running, along with the legal structure of the business. Some examples of this would be a sole proprietorship with one head of the company, a general partnership, which will be 2 or more members that share around equal parts of the company, and a limited liability company. All those are tailored together to show which legal and IP issues can relate to which business. Next, we'll be talking about marketing and pitching your idea. You must be able to pitch your idea to others to receive money along with people to purchase or use your product or service. This is what we did in the first 2 pitches. We were able to market what we had to the products, and in the second pitch to quote unquote Shark Tank example. And this, you must also be able to market the idea to others so they can tell others about your idea. So as you see on the right on the screen here, if one person decides to tell others, then it will just expand. Supporting social entrepreneurship. A social entrepreneurship can include the business that a major leader who wants to be better for a community as a help or a cause. So something that not just benefits themselves, but benefits the people around them. So that way they'll be able to better the environment and better the community. To support it, you must first learn about what they are trying to provide to others and help them in more ways than one. So not just giving them money, but also giving them resources, tools, stuff like that. Along with, if you want to support them, you must learn what they're talking about, because if you not fully support the idea, you will not fully support a social entrepreneurship. So this is the conclusion. Overall, the semester was very beneficial to me. I learned a lot of ideas in terms that will help me in the long run for my future. Being in marketing, I will not fully see myself being an entrepreneur route, but all these tools can be used for my liking. The class was super enjoyable, and the pitches and the in-class activities were also very fun to do. The friendships I learned about entrepreneurship will stay with me for a lifetime. Thank you and have a good day.